Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Let's face it, Diablo Immortal is hugely accessible, being able to be freely downloaded from the App Store, being able to try before you buy. And the player versus player mode is new to the Diablo franchise, which can be hugely intimidating and downright off-putting, considering the mechanics and the resonance and the experience of existing players. I've separately made a couple of introductory videos on Battleground itself, so please feel free to check it out. But the purposes of today's video was intended for new players to Diablo Immortal who have started getting into PvP matches or are wanting to get into test the waters a little bit. Now, every once in a while you get paired up with server whales. That might be a massive understatement, but occasionally you get paired up against similar resonance players, but on the occasion, like in this video here that I've got, you get paired up with the server whales effectively. Anyway, I want to take the opportunity to do some running gameplay during this game, coming from the perspective of a lower resonance player. I think the average resonance in this game was approximately 8,000 resonance, with secondary stats of 6,000 plus. Relative to my 3,000 resonance and about 5,000 secondary stats. Yeah, so let's kick off. Alright, so jumping into this game, so straight away seeing that I've joined JL, who's the biggest whale in Oceania, it almost suggests that we are all going to be paired up against some very strong players. That immediately tells me that I've got to be changing my playstyle to be a little bit more defensive and recognize that I will be most likely one shot killed in every circumstance. So COL is going to be hugely important as a Crusader, providing me damage immunity for the time being, but also recognizing that once that's gone, I'm going to be dead. Went into the game with the intention of just purely providing as much support as I could by providing him the immunity to damage and following him around initially in this game. I'm going to be pausing the game every once in a while just to make some comments that strike me as worth noting.
Let's take them. Some people are beyond my help.
Straight off the bat, the intention here was to jump into the enemy camp to try and delay them as much as possible, seeing what JL was doing. But here I intended to just throw COL down to allow him to get some damage out there, knowing that he's going to be the damage dealer. And then after that, getting my ass out of the battle and trying to run away. You can see here that's on the left hand side that the escort idols were more or less the same, so probably on the other side you had the enemy team thinking exactly the same thing, sending across usually their Crusaders or Barbs to try and delay the push as well. Once again, saw where JL was heading towards. You can see majority of the team were all trying to push, and JL was straight by himself pushing, defending the idol push from the opposite team. So seeing him do this is, just purely from a lower resonance player, trying to jump in and capture my CO on him so that he at least has a little bit more survivability. But you can see there, right there, is exactly what I had said. Low resonance versus high resonance, straight away, one tap, you're dead. I didn't manage to get the COL in time and immediately paid the price for it. Now, I don't know if JL actually reads this chat or even gives a crap about what I have to say, but I typically just note in the chat to say, hey, look, this is what I'm going to try and help to do. And if he sees it and he's like, oh, yep, cool, that's great. But otherwise, yeah, just communicating to the team that, hey, this is me trying to help in this regard. In this example here, so it wasn't JL here, it was actually another potential whale, I think. This was another Crusader that was quite strong, but again on the opposite side of the team, Crusader against a Crusader, this guy was, yeah, he just lasered me from far away. So far, looking at the match, still relatively quite even. You can see two enemies on the pushing side of the enemy team, with one person defending. I'm kind of looking at trying to identify what sign Jiao is in terms of end the game here. I'm assuming that that's the same number, so that's why I'm running towards that direction to try and pop off my COL. Thankfully here, well, he didn't really need me probably, but you can see here I managed to pop up the COL here. I like to think that the enemies saw that I was coming along to provide him support and so on, so they're starting to run, but it's probably him just being very, very scary and scaring them away. So at this point, my COL is now at 17 seconds. I have pretty much expended my attack capability, and I now have to wait for my cooldown my COL cooldown to finish before I can try to engage again. It's better that I try to stay alive rather than throw myself, because the damage that I'm going to be dealing to these guys is going to be 0 to nothing.
Still recharging.
I would say that there's probably quite a successful defend, purely because, you know, we had JL was still there, but he managed to take out that Crusader whilst yeah, holding off the idol. So all this point in time, I'm still watching him on the game, on the map, seeing whereabouts his movements are, also recognizing that where the red players are as well. So given that there's no enemies around, I am kind of, you know, making sure that if I see any reds here, it's most likely going to be their wells on the opposing side, and I got to get the hell out of here. So here, immediately seeing that Mr. Massive Whale on the opposing side is approaching, I'm trying to get myself out of there, but I may not have been in time because with chain spears I could be hooked back in, but we'll see. Then again, you've also got JL sitting in the background, coming from behind, and I also have COL here that's ready to go. So I may have been thinking that I will be popping it when JL comes by. But if I don't pop it before I get into this battle, I might get one-shotted. Cool, so again here I thought that was pretty successful in the sense that I managed to stay away from his chain spear, and JL was, you know, slowly whittling down and now throwing in COL so that he has some additional life from being protected. But once this cooldown runs out, I'm going to get out and leave JL to do his thing.
Richard.
At this point, that's a pretty successful defense, because I think we managed to take down the opposing whale on that side while he was defending, so great job. But you now have another Satyr with his Condemn on the side, which is probably not very good for myself. I've got COL on cooldown as well, so I've got to be careful. At this point, my health is low, my cooldowns are there. I don't have my armor defense stance as well that could give me some shields, so I'm trying to play very, very carefully to make sure that I don't get hit. Again, it seems like we're getting a positive push on getting to the second wave versus the red team, but yeah, just monitoring the map at this point to sort of see where things are going.
Respite should be enough.
Okay, so that was a perfect example of what I shouldn't have been doing, in the sense that I was really hoping that COL was going to be ready to go, and I was intending for this to pop at this point in time, but again, if you get chain speared by one of these whales, you're immediately one-tapped. And I couldn't, there seemed to be a delay in either me pressing COL versus them chaining me. You can see here as well, while I'm dead, that JL has rotated back into defending the lane again. It looks like there was one other teammate, but there's about 3 or 4 players approaching that, trying to go for that push, while our team is pushing as well. So whilst I come to this, with my cooldown coming down, I've got my COL ready to go, so you know that I'm going to be running there to try and provide him some support. Now, I don't know if I managed to save him there, but you can see here that, let's have a look. So he's about to die. I've got my COL there. I'm just trying to get into the range of get him within my range so that I can pop this. I don't know if I actually did or not, but we'll see. But that was purely the intention. I'm trying to chase him down effectively to give him COL so that it gives him a little bit more health whilst he defends. Let's see if we do this. Okay, did I get it? Okay, so he's, yeah, I managed to pop it there. I can't see that. Okay, there's a little bubble there, so that suggests that I did manage to give it to him. And you've got this whale coming through on this side here, and he just killed, probably one shot at this probably lower resonance player, but there's a big guy coming over there, and with chain spear as well, so hopefully this is going to give him some level of survivability.
It should be enough.
Cool. So again, watching him, we saw here that we managed to hold off the defense, the push on the red side, and then, and now he's rushing back to head over to that side to try and go for that push there. And meanwhile, we've got one player here, we've got 2 of our teammates here. Don't think we're very, very strong, likely to get destroyed, but yeah. Now I have COL ready to go again, and JL is on the attack. We've got The thing is that, yeah, I could see here that there was the whales coming here, and even though I could do COL right now, my chances of trying to hold these guys off was going to be basically nil, and I didn't want to waste it. I think I didn't want to waste it until JL was going to be coming back. Okay, maybe not. So I think I saw JL was going for the push, so I wanted to go and back him up with giving him the COL.
Let's not be too bad.
But in the meantime, you know, the two players that were defending our red side push got completely destroyed. No surprises there again, because the whales would have just one-tapped us completely. So that's the challenging thing, because it's like, if we don't have a strong player on this side here, me trying to defend this, I could arguably say I could probably jump on it, sit on COL for about 5 seconds, and enough it just get destroyed. But we also had the chance, given that you had the push here. This could have been potentially a miscalculation, considering where I know where this game went. But yeah, we'll see. At this point, I think I knew that my gladiator that I had changed my paragon for was potentially going to be refreshed, and so I ran in with the intention of just sitting in the idle, and I think the idles stop if I'm sitting on it, but yeah, solely on the basis that if I sit on it, it's going to try and delay. But you know, I didn't have COL ready to go. It was on cooldown because I used it for the push, and there was zero chance for me to be adding any value here, because these two whales would just one-shot me, as you can clearly see. Yeah. Okay, so my gladiator wasn't actually there, and yeah, got completely destroyed. Okay, so at this point here, there was a massive push. This is where the team completely, even though we had a significant lead here on 38 versus 24, we were leading slightly before. The two whales managed to push uncontested while everybody else was sitting there. So I guess major frustration would be the fact that you've got, I have no idea what the Koreans were saying in this chat here. Our two players that were defending weren't strong enough to fight against the opposing whales here, so they had free reign of coming down here. JL obviously can't be in two places at once, so he's going for the push initially, because that looked very, very promising earlier before. Here we go. So it looked pretty promising because it was pretty clear here, uncontested, and we were pushing forward. But again, fast forwarding here, they've managed to push and more or less, you know, change the tide of the battle suddenly, very, very dramatically within a split second. I now have COL up here. JL is still busy up top there, and it's quite a difficult position, because like we know that there's really not much we can do besides sitting with COL on the idle, and for the time being, I think we are trying to hit, and then after run back and heal, hit and run back and heal until JL comes to provide cover. Oh, which he has now actually. So I'm throwing down COL to provide some defense, and then after that I'm going to try and heal. So that was a good successful defense of the two whales on the opposing side. You can see him running off there, but now we're kind of stressed out because these guys are in the lead. They've just managed to take this third position, we're now on the back foot now and needing to figure out a distance strat. Yeah.
Still recharging. Heal me.
So in this case here, I was communicating to our team that spoke English that the two whales were pushing very hard, and there was pretty much not much we could do there. Yeah, definitely needed the stronger players to provide some defense support. This is probably an interesting moment because whilst we're trying to get the upper ground by pushing the idol, you are also needing to defend to stop them from pushing, because at this point in time the red team could just solely be relying on defending because they've got the upper hand, and just defending all the way until the timer runs out for them to win the game. So an interesting position to be in, but as a weakling in this matchup, I'm purely an NPC, just sitting and seeing what the main guys are doing and seeing what I can do to support them. So at this point in time, all I can do is try to provide some level of tanking, of holding off the red from pushing. The time for me as a Satyr to try and TP over to that side to then get annihilated didn't make any sense, so I was resorting to just trying to stick around here, provide some level of sitting on the idol as a defense, and then I'm rushing back here to heal. Recognizing I've got 4 seconds of COL left, thinking about if JL is going to be coming back, and then I can provide him another protection barrier.
Not ready.
This whale was insanely scary. You could see straight away with his condemn and getting zapped here, this little laser here. I knew that there was no chance of defending this, so I had to pop the COL, because if I didn't, yeah, I would just be destroyed. Oh, there you go. So there's an example there that I'm pretty sure that I thought I popped it, and yeah, somehow just got eradicated regardless. So on that basis, there was really not much I could do, so I was trying to communicate to the team, either the Barbarian or even the Crusader whale, if they sat on their idol. There's really not much I could do, so we definitely needed some help from the other team to stop that. At this point it's actually looking pretty bleak, because yeah, if they continue just to push on that side, we've only got a minute left. Somebody has to really screw up on their end for us to win the game. Cool, so at this point in time, 1 minute in, the whole team has jumped over. I think they're moving towards trying to make a decent push on here. JL is over there still. These guys that were defending are now moving forward. You can see a red player potentially trying to move here. I've got CL ready to go. Here's hoping that I'll try to waste some time for them to stop this from progressing further down here. Yep, so that's a perfect example. Yeah, the one whale guy, I think was it a monk or a tempest? Just going crazy with attack. I had to pop the COL, otherwise I would have been dead, and he would have a free push, so I had to use it to soak up some damage and stop this idol from moving forward further.
Still recharging.
Thankfully we've got a couple of other players that came to the rescue to provide some DPS to this player, and now I think he's now running away. We've successfully defended this idol. Somehow we've got one other Barbarian, or was it a Tempest, trying to push the idol. JL is down, he's not particularly happy. Yeah, 43 seconds to go. 30 seconds to go. They're in the lead. If we don't do anything at this point in time, the red team's going to win the game. Kind of watching to see what JL is going to be doing when he respawns. I've got CL ready to go, so I'm just kind of watching the map to see what's the status as to what we can do. But at this point in time, it's looking pretty bleak. I think here I saw that our second, one of the other stronger players was trying to make for a push, and I don't actually know why I pushed at this point in time, because JL was down as well, but it was almost like we were just going to try and use a little bit of COL, so that's the immunity, to try to push the idol and just edge out a little bit of the idol ahead to get a bit of advantage. Just repeating that, let's have a look.
Their abilities already.
So the red team's holding, managed to push and is holding. The whale Crusader just got killed. We are still down. We've got 30 seconds left to go. I was thinking, yeah, we've got one of the Crusaders kind of coming through, so let's try and do a hard push on the blue idol. I'm just utilizing that and recognizing that once that's gone, I gotta get out of there. Thankfully, JL is back in town. He's somehow appeared now. I don't even recognize that, but he's probably teleported from that. Did he come from that? Oh, here we go. So, yep, JL spawned, jumped into here, got teleported through to this teleport. He's there. Nobody is attacking on the red team. One of the Crusader whales has died, so he's probably going to be waiting on cooldown, now trying to do a hard push. So, interestingly, I have no idea what the hell happened there, but yeah, we managed to push, and JL teleported, got through, and yeah, we somehow managed to turn that around very, very quickly within the last 30 seconds. Let's have a look at that again. So let's just recap this again. Okay, so 30 seconds to go, and apologies for, I'm just trying to recall what the hell was happening here. We were down with 30 seconds to go. JL was dead, but he was coming back. We had a Crusader coming through to push the idol. You could theoretically say that we were going on a suicide mission, YOLO, because we were all surrounded by red. And yeah, let's see. I went in, had to pop the COL before actually entering in, because I knew that if I tried popping it once I got into the idol, I would just be killed straight away from the chain spear. So I had to use it then. JL pops in, and the rest is history, I think. Alright, well that turned out to be a great result, considering the fact that we were down for a majority of the game. Managed to get through. Let's just have a look at the resonance for some of these players. I'm pretty sure that they're super high. Okay, so 11,000 resonance. This Crusader was just one tapping me like crazy. You have 6,000 stats. Likewise, 9,000 stats, 12,000. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I just thought that it would be great to just have a talk through as to this game. It was relatively close. I did probably 0 to 0, but using this as an opportunity to talk about, as a lower resonance player, what are the sort of things and options that we have to think about with trying to add some sort of value to these sort of games when you are put into this position. So if you enjoy these type of videos, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, be interested to hear your thoughts on it. Obviously I'm not the expert, but I've been playing the game for about 2 years plus, and so yeah, always keen to learn and to improve, and just really enjoy the sort of player versus player content. Alright, thanks for sticking by. Appreciate you can hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks again, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Dragon 3, the crew.